Hey everyone, I'm rather Incoherent, and the deck is Amalgam Totem Shaman. I think the Amalgam package sneaks into a lot of decks, because as soon as you have one tribe going, it's very easy to get the One-Amalgam band to be a huge payoff, and Gorlock Ravager to add a lot of steam, and usually if you're running any tribe, you're the sort of deck to run out of steam and really appreciate drawing 3 on your 5-drop. With Totem Shaman it gets even better though, because Rotgill is already a card you were going to run, and Clownfish is a really high tempo card that combines with your Amalgam package really well. So yeah, Amalgam Shaman just slots together a lot of pieces really well. What's the game plan? It's win on board. You have a bunch of stuff on 1, a bunch of stuff on 2, you have Steam and Ancestral Knowledge in the Gorlocks. You're trying to buff up these totems with Flame Tongues, with Eys'or, with Stone Rites. And we don't run Bloodlust, it's just win on board. I can't find a cut for a Bloodlust that doesn't feel like it makes me notably worse at fighting for board. We've got stuff like Jive, Insect, Gigantotem, One-Amalgam Band, Rotgill, and Thing from Below to cap out our curve. We have a lot of mana cheat with Thing from Below and Clownfish, it's very scary, and one of the scariest things about it is if you look at the Discover pool, there are almost no totem cards available. We have Anchored Totem, Flame Tongue Totem, Grand Totem Eys'or, Party Favor Totem, and Gigantotem. There's only 5. So anytime you use a Discover on a totem, you have the Amalgam package and 5 totems. You're very, very likely to find Grand Totem Eys'or specifically, or a fully enabled One-Amalgam band. So the Discover in this deck on any totem is absolutely nuts. Before we get into the game, if you're not subscribed, then please click that button and drop a like while you're there, and let's get started. Our first game's gonna be against Paladin. We're looking at schooling into Carving Chisel Anchored Totem. What I want is second Anchored Totem. Is that even good? Seems like the first one mostly does the job, right? I'm gonna toss the second Anchored Totem. I think I want another card, not just a second Anchored Totem, because after all of this, I'm gonna be basically out anyway. That is a lot of very large fish, man. I think I just... Do I have to coin Carving Chisel? I think I do. I think I have to coin Carving Chisel and respect Spotlight. If he doesn't have Spotlight, it's still fine. If he does have Spotlight, it's the reason I'm not losing the game right now. Kind of important, and it opens up Anchored Totem this turn. If he has specifically... No, it can be any weapon, actually. I'm tempted to play double schooling here and just swing. But I'm also looking at Anchored Totem really hard. It's a little bit greedy, but I think it's right. There's not that many cards that punish this. Paladin doesn't do a lot of damage from hand. I can pull another Taunt Totem. If he is able to punish this, it absolutely sucks for me. Muster for battle. That's not muster for battle. Muster for battle would have been the worst case scenario by a mile, but this is fine. This is completely fine. So he plays schooling, fish, fish. And the fish gets substantially larger than normal. And I'll take another totem, please. Glad to see it getting protected again. At this point, Eys'or is pretty... Oh. It doesn't matter what else I have, he's not interested. All right, convincing first 3 turns for the deck. Feeling good about coining the Carving Totem now, or Carving Chisel rather.
Lady Vosh versus Gul'dan.
Don't think you hold Clownfish. There's not enough Murloc synergies and it makes Gorlock worse.
Death is colder than the depths.
So Warlock, oh, it's Renethal. I was gonna say, I'm assuming it's the sick new Imp deck. Concert Promo Drake, huh? I don't know how to feel about that, but I don't feel like it's good. I'm gonna coin out this, but I'm not gonna swing with it. And then next turn, I'm going to enable the Amalgam of the Deep immediately by attacking and amalgaming the totem. And the turn after that, I'll attack Totem Mistake. Actually, on 3, it's a little bit awkward for him. If he just drains souls this or Hellfires, there's enough reasons not to. And this is just pretty solid. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Eys'or, thanks. I now know what I'm doing on 3. This doesn't look like a board you need to Hellfire, does it?
The time has come to dethrone our former master.
And just hit that and then play Eys'or and go face, right? There's really not too much to think about here. It seems pretty good, right? And obviously, I'm sure there's some way that Defile destroys all of this. Actually, it doesn't look like Defile really works here. He would need to supply the 2 himself. There's not really a way for him to drop anything to 2. I mean, hey, that's a discovered Eys'or going off, taking up his turn. That's not even Mortal Coil, that's Drain Soul. I thought it was worse than that. Play Anchored Totem, Mistake, Thing from below. Oh, if I had played that in a different order, I could have afforded an Amalgam of the Deep there. Those definitely go face. I need to worry about Defile. This sets up a Defile if he has a 1 health minion. So I'm going to deny him a 1 health minion, and I don't think he runs a 2 health minion for the Defile. God damn it. I didn't realize I had a healing totem. So now Defile with Tour Guide works. I'll still be left with... Nope, it kills everything. Specifically, Tour Guide Defile just wrecks me, but he's running Prince Renathal, making it a lot less likely.
This may just be my best.
All right. That's good for me. That's very good for me. I can trade my 4-2 in and then magnetize Zilliax. Just create a really sticky board that he can't deal with because I know he's trying to find a way out with this. And then we just push damage with all of this. All right. Twisting Nether cost 8, and that's the only answer available to me. It could be like Hellfire into Hellfire. That doesn't do it. I still have a 7-4, and he's taking 6. He seems pretty dead. He seems very dead. Excuse me? What am I fighting? That's not gonna do it. All right, I don't know if that game counts for much. It appears to have been Slow Menagerie Renathal Warlock. All right, we're up against a Death Knight. I think it's good enough to hold Schooling. I'm not 100% sure. I definitely don't want any of this other stuff. What am I talking about? Am I really considering throwing back Chisel? That's crazy. Turn 1 Schooling doesn't feel incredible without a Carving Totem or an Anchored Totem, but I mean, just draw it immediately. It's easy. What am I talking about? Just draw it. All right, gets better like that. Schooling into Anchored Totem is so strong. It's like one of the compelling reasons to play the deck. Someday we'll get to see Rotgill come down on a board that actually has minions or even be drawn in the first place. But I mean, he's there, I promise. He's in the deck. All right, my opponent finally connected. He held 2 cards. Is Tour Guide better than Schooling? No, because it synergizes with Anchored Totem as well. Greetings. Also, I'm squelching you because the moment you emote, it means you're more likely to do things that make me tilt.
Me have that for you.
Just going to equip the Carving Totem and pass, I think. Carving Chisel, rather. Yep, don't need to attack that this turn. That's a pretty weak turn 2 from him. Also, it indicates that he might have removal in his hand, which is a big part of why I didn't do anything. Anchored Totem, Fish. Fish becomes a 3/2 and kills for free. Seems pretty good. This forces him to spend his turn 3 removing Anchored Totem, and if he does anything else, he probably loses the game. And even if he does that, I have a very strong board thanks to the Anchored Totem. Is this Beast? It seems like it should be. Yeah. Coin and 2. Do you have Horn of Winter, maybe? No. That's not great for you. I have Stone right here. Like, I know I have Stone right here, but I think I just want to play out a shitload of cheap minions then. I can fill my board. You don't have AoE. Don't lie to me. Like, we're just going to flood the absolute shit on the board, get a bunch of stats, You don't run Hardcore Cultist, and if you do, you can't trigger him this turn. I'm not afraid. Anchored Totem Schooling, it's a really compelling synergy. That's a good reason to run the deck, right? Yeah, that's a little bit on the slow side. I'm guessing it's Necrotic Explosion Death Knight, since that's a good corpse spender. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 18, 21. Dead on board, but just to put a few nails in that coffin. What a brutal game. Anchored Totem and Carving Chisel and Schooling just murdered that guy. Like, his curve wasn't even that terrible. It was Hero Power on 2. He had a 1-drop, he had a coin 3. It's just his coin 3 had no immediate impact, and he got destroyed by the highest tempo opening this deck has. Alright, we've got ourselves a Druid. I don't think I can hold Schooling without Anchored Totem. I think holding Amalgam's wrong, holding Ancestral is not optimistic. Like, playing Ancestral on 2 with nothing planned elsewhere is fine, but it's not good enough to actively go for it. I should be mulliganing for something better. So that's Carving Chisel into Clownfish and just hold the swing. That's not great. Trying to think. Well, Clownfish does give me a free Amalgam, so I can swing and then copy the totem. That's pretty good. Okay, it's not terrible. Clownfish synergy with Amalgams is keeping this hand together. I'm wondering if Jive Insect is even worth running, if this should just like be Bloodlust instead, based on how my games have been going. The one time it was Rag certainly did not win the game for me. That's pretty gross. That's pretty gross. Anyways, just need to swing there to get Thing from Below and Gigantotem taken down. It doesn't seem like it's worth it not to swing. It seems like there's plenty of things I can draw into that reward this and very few that punish it. Hero powering that 2 turns in a row does not seem very good. Anchored Totem. But first we're doing this. Mistake is free, but you take the Grand Totem Eys'or literally every time it's offered to you. There's not a debate to be had here. I do this because I have Grand Totem Eys'or coming. Holding it for Anchored Totem value doesn't make sense. And while I might like to play the Grand Totem Eys'or next turn, I also can perfectly curve Anchored Totem Thing from Below. He probably can't remove Anchored Totem from hand. Or Grand Totem Eys'or, rather. One-Amalgam ban for 5, huh, Clownfish? Hadn't thought about that one. I like Eys'or more, even though it's less mana efficient, man. And then I'll take this trade to get a fresh totem instead, and push 6 to face. I didn't realize the Carving Chisel was reducing Things from Below to 1. Yeah, playing the 5/5 makes this a lot better. When I lose this game, it's my fault entirely. I just wasn't even thinking about the, because this was play and not summon, I got it into my head that Thing from Below was as well. It's just not, though. What could he have that's an answer to under... Oh, Pounce. And Rake. Unfortunate. Weapon into Rake. Very, very strong answer. Not playing this definitely just fucked me incredibly badly. We're gonna draw some cards. Hey, it's the real Eys'or. We're gonna play it this time. All right. Now, presumably, it's much harder to answer this one because I remembered to play the top minion, and this one's not just dead to Rake. That's so much louder than the other sound effects in the game. Why are the otters so loud? Hero power puts it at 3/4. That's not enough to kill Eys'or. So here, do I just like tempo out the One-Amalgam bands? Just the biggest curve minion I've got? Oh, he can't deal with wide boards. Anchored Totem, Schooling, Fish. Mistake. Yeah. Yeah, that seems like the thing to do. It also gets me more targets with this Eys'or buff, get a stickier, stronger board. I can't play Amalgam this turn, unfortunately, but also this is the thing that makes him the least effective here. He's currently at 2 Ancients. There are a lot of things that a Druid can do for 8 mana, though, that are very scary. This could be a huge Anubra turn that just crushes my dreams. Oh, second Flipper Friends, though. That's the only thing he has that kills 2 health minions. It's why I felt confident against the first one. Or playing out the fish, rather. It's why I was so sure that this was strong. I still think I'm probably fine, but the 3/5/5s and my fish being dead, that's pretty rough. And he's also gonna get the Eys'or too, right? 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. Yeah, he just kills the fish and Eys'or. I don't know what's being thought about here. I can get a good chunk of damage in over it. The overload here is just... Oh wait, I'm not overloaded. I was overloaded the last turn. I can play this. Come on, rush Divine Shield. Well, we'll certainly try to kill him next turn. Damn. All right, what do you have to stop my 9/9 taunt Divine Shield Wind Fury stealth? That's not the start to surviving this. Drum Circle could have been a problem. A new Bracan and other armor stuff could have been problems. I think he's just dead, and it's literally because of the One-Amalgam band. That's pretty gross. The Amalgam band just locking the game out. Very happy with it this game. I'm still not sure if the Amalgam package is completely right, but it feels very close to good. All right, we've got another Death Knights. Mistake on turn 1. Is it actually worth holding? Like, yes, it's a 1-drop. Do I care? It doesn't match up well with any of his cards. It's not killing anything. I don't actually care about playing this Mistake. It seems weird to mulligan my 1-drop, but honestly, in this matchup, I just don't think it does anything. I'd rather find other things that actually win the game. My opponent has turn 1 nothing. Do I slam Tour Guide or Schooling? Schooling seems better. Tour Guide has a lot of synergy with a Anchored Totem, as we have seen several times. I would rather hold on to the possibility of hitting that and just set up for removal. Terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. If he has Skeletal Sidekick, this doesn't even die. So I'm going to spend my coin here. And if he has anything other than specifically one of the 3-mana removal spells available to Death Knight, 1 for each color basically, he's just going to get blown the fuck out by fish. Sorry, but that ain't it. That is a 4/4. It's very cool. And I like your 4/4 a lot. But, fish. Just all of the fish. Yeah, I'm just gonna kill this and be done with it. Don't want to deal with that death rattle again. Schooling Anchored Totem, man. It's so gross. It's so good. I can play Clownfish for a turn 5 Amalgam. He won't be great, though. Oh my god. Let's go. Second verse, same as the first. It's so much fish. See, when I said holding Mistake is bad and you should have a more optimistic mulligan, this is what I was talking about. If my board were to die at some point, that would be a good Blightfang. Unfortunately, I think you're just dead, sir.
Pick me! Pick me!
If he had Plague Strike, would he have been able to stabilize? 3, 6, 9. He would have been 3 away from dying with a Plague Strike. Anyway. Oh wait, do they have taunts? Oh, that's so clever. I see the plan. I see the hope. I guess I'll use Flame Tongue Totem over here then. Good job, Fish. Good job, Anchored Totem. That was an absolute stomp. Does this deck even want an endgame? So I've played several games of Amalgam Totems now. I don't know how I feel about the deck. It's obviously good. It's definitely a viable deck. But like, do I want to run a package that gets me Steam in the endgame with Gorlock Ravagers and Zilliax and the One-Amalgam band? Do I care about that? Or do I just want to like try to go hard as I can into early high rolls and win like that? Just like throw a pause again as well, like that sort of deck. Also, this deck should probably have Posic. That's probably a thing that should be in here. Amalgam Totems is definitely viable. I'm looking forward to playing more of it in the future just because it's nice to have a viable Shaman deck again. And for once, this is a Shaman deck where the only RNG is like your draw order and your hero power. There's no cards that say deal 3 to 6 damage. Have fun. I guess there's one, isn't there? Deal 0 or 8. But yeah, Amalgam Totems is feeling pretty legitimate. I'm happy with the Shaman deck. Anyways, that's it for now. I've been rather Incoherent. Hope you've been enjoying watching me experiment with the Starry Festival Legends. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff really does help the channel grow, and I do greatly appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.